The Kalahari Memorandum is joining the MEC for Education, Mr. Zolile Monakali, on a visit to schools in the Tsansabane municipal area on Thursday, 5 August 2021, to monitor schools in terms of COVID-19 compliance and to assess the return of learners. As per the directive by the Minister of Basic Education, primary and special schools are expected to return to normal timetables, on condition that they meet all the requirements in terms of the COVID-19 regulations and guidelines. So our first stop for the day will be at Ahangtuto Primary in Skyfontein, a rural community in the Tsansabane municipal area. Not only will the MEC assess the preparedness of the school in terms of COVID-19 compliance, but the MEC will also hand out school uniforms to some of the learners.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Goeiemorgen.
Goedemiddag.
Ninjani.
Lutugileja.
Okay. Thank you very much, HM Program Director.
HM Program Director.
And we also say thank you very much to the District Director of Education,
District Director,
Circuit Manager, Principal, and educators present here,
Circuit Manager, Principal,
and the SGB members as well.
SGB,
and more important, our important guests, our learners, our children. This morning we are here as the Department of Education to come and visit you because you are very important. You see, we are here because of you. Without you, there's no MEC. I'm an MEC, we've got a district director because of you. So we are just here to say to you, thank you very much for coming to school. Thank you very much for wearing your mask. We must make sure that we wear our mask every day. And thank you very much for coming to school every day. Because education is the key to success. If one day you want to be successful in life, you start here at school, at primary school. Now all of us started at this level. We were also children. We also came to school. But you are very stronger than ourselves. Because during our time we did not have a COVID pandemic. Now you are coming to school whilst we are having this pandemic. That is why it's important that we must always wear our masks. We must sanitize our hands. And we must make sure we are keeping a social distance. But I want to say thank you very much to the principal and the educator in the school for taking care of our children. I want to say thank you very much to the SGB members, our parents, to make sure that our children are at school and supporting the educators. Because if we want to build a successful country, we must invest in you. Because you are the future. You are the future president and the leaders of this country.
O president wa bokamoso, o moeteledipele wa kamoso.
I'm very glad to observe that all the learners have been coming to school every day.
Ke leboga go utlwa gape gore bana ba ne ba ntse ba tla sekolong.
In other words, the pandemic did not affect our learning and teaching negatively at this school.
Go ra gore botlhoko jo ga jwa re ama thata.
And I'm very satisfied when I got a report that the performance of the learners is very good.
Ke lebogile go utlwa gore performance tsamaiso ya sekolo e go godimo thata.
And because of that, I've decided to come and give you some presents.
Ka bakeng leo la ntlha eo ke tlile kono go tla go loga
I see that you are wearing very beautiful uniform,
ke bona lo apere uniform e ntle
but I see some of you are not wearing
le
uniform.
bangwe ba nyena ga bana uniform.
So from the office of the MEC,
Yaanong go tswa ko kantorong ya
we have
Mokhutlana,
decided to bring these shoes
re tlisitse ditlhako,
and we have decided to bring the uniform
tlisitse uniform.
so that when you come to school,
Gore ha o tla sekolong,
you must wear the uniform
o apare uniform.
so that all of you should be the same.
Gore lotlhe lo tshwana.
So that we should not feel that others are better but other others.
Se ka ikutlwa ka re o mongwe o botoka go wena.
Because all our children must be the same.
Gonne bana ba rona botlhe ba tshwanetse ba lekane.
So I will encourage the educators
Ke rotloetsa
to
matitjhere,
treat our children the same.
tsang bana ba rona ka mokgwa o.
Give our children food during those breaks.
Nna bana ba rona dijo ka break.
The school nutrition program must continue.
Feeding scheme e tshwanetse e tswele pele.
Our children must be allowed to play.
Bana ba rona tshwanetse ba tshameke.
Because the best way for the children to learn is by playing.
Mokgwa o montle wa gore ngwana a rutege ke ka go
But
tshameka.
as we are playing, we must always observe the COVID protocols.
Ha re tshameka jana re itlhokomeleng COVID e.
So with those few words, I want to say thank you very much for the SGB and teachers for allowing us at the school.
Ka one mahoko ke leboga maloko a SGB le matitjhere a sekolo.
And we want to wish you everything of the best for the year.
Ke lo lakaletsa masego le matlhogo le mo
And we
jaanong.
hope that this school will go to greater heights.
Ka maitlalo le tshebo ko pele ya gore sekolo se se tla go godimo-dimo.
Ke a leboga. This morning I visited Ageng Primary School near Postmansberg. We are just monitoring the full return of primary school learners to school. I'm very pleased to say that these learners have been attending on a full-time basis for all the time. We've got about 38 learners at this school, with 3 educators. Unfortunately, the principal passed on last week, and we passed the condolences of the Department of Education. But the learners are all at school. From the 38 learners, 37 are present, and they are observing the social distance. All of them are wearing masks, and education is taking place, teaching and learning is taking place. The educators are very excited, and they are encouraging the learners to take place. We are also being visited by the SGB members who are part of the entourage when we went through the classes. Classes are very clean and the distances are observed. We just hope that this school will be growing and the learners will be very successful. We also handed over some uniforms, school shoes and trousers and shirts to the learners so that the learners can at least go through and be all the same at the school. But the school is functioning very well, and I'm very satisfied that they are observing all the protocols.
So the next stop for MEC Monakali is Ratamtuto High School, where the MEC will inspect the state of COVID-19 compliance, and the Kalari Memorandum is here to accompany him on this journey.
We know that we are finding ourselves in a very difficult year. We are finding ourselves in a year where we are challenged by the COVID-19 pandemic. But even through the COVID pandemic, we are still expected to continue with the learning and teaching. That is why I want to upfront thank the educators who are making the biggest sacrifice, putting their lives in danger to make sure that you as learners, you are being taught. Teaching and learning is continuing. Even if it's not continuing the normal way it's supposed to be, but it's very important that teaching and learning must continue. Now I had a discussion with the principal because there are a few issues that are of concern to the department. Now one of the issues as Mr. Marj has said, I have adopted Ratang Tuto as my school. Now, I am not comfortable to be associated with a school that has got a different name. I knew the school as a Ratang Tuto, but now there is a new name that was given to this school. They say it's an underperforming school. Now, I don't adopt underperforming schools. I adopt everything that I adopt. So, for me to change the name from underperforming school back to Ratang Tuto, I need your support. The only people who will be able to assist me to change the name back to Ratang Tuto is you. The educators won't be able to do that. I won't be able to do that. The SGP or the district office won't be able to do that. The only people who can assist us to change the name of the school back to Ratang Tuto are you, the matriculants of 2021. I want to take this opportunity to come and congratulate you for being the matriculants of 2021. And I also want to take this opportunity to remind you that being a matriculant in 2021 is putting certain responsibilities on you. You cannot just be a matriculant and that's the end of the story. If you are a matriculant, it implies that the previous year you were in grade 11. Now you are in grade 12.
One of the good days you will be candidates, no? We will not refer to you as grade 12, you will sit here as candidates by the exams. Now, of all the things that the MEC said, he emphasized three things. The first one is worried about the learner, the absenteeism of learners of grade 12. So his humble request is come to school every day. So we don't want to hear, when we come to the school again, or when we get a report from the school, that there are still learner absenteeism at the school. You also put emphasis on the social ills. We being part of people attending taverns, drinking and so on. I've also learned that these guys working for the mines, driving this Golf 7s, GTIs, bars, yeah. They are doing some wrong things with our daughters. They are working for 4 days, and when they are off the 4 days, they are making our learners their wives.
To give inspiring words encouraging our matriculants. I hope they are promising they are going to get 100%. Is where we are working towards, all of us, the teachers, the learners as well. I want to say thank you once more again.
Good afternoon. I just completed my visit at Ratang Tuto. I have been part of this program for the past 2 days. I visited the district, was Upington where I visited 2 schools, and now today here in Postmansburg I also visited 2 schools. But currently I'm at Ratang Tuto. I was just addressing the matriculants, and the children are very excited. They committed to give me 100% pass for the 2021 examinations. I also met with the staff, with the principal and with the senior management team. They explained to me the challenges that they are facing, and they committed to work very hard to make sure that this school will be performing 80% plus for this academic year. They will be moving out of being an underperforming school to be a good performing school. So the visit was very exciting. I could also observe that the infrastructure of the school is in a very good situation. By the way, we are just faced with the challenge of the ablution facilities because of the overcrowding of the schools, but the compliance with the COVID-19 protocols are in place. When we entered the school, our temperatures was checked, our hands sanitized, and everything was done accordingly. So I'm very pleased, and I know that this year is going to be a very good year for the education sector in the Northern Cape generally, but specifically for this school, we are going to make a difference, and this school will be successful for this year. Thank you very much.
That was MEC Zolile Monakali, the MEC for Education in the Northern Cape, wrapping up his visit to 2 schools in the Tsansabani municipal area, that is Ahang Tuto Primary in Skyfontein and Ratang Tuto High School in Boichoko. My name is Henry Jacobs, and I'm reporting on behalf of the Kalahari Memorandum.